Welcome to Trading Lounge and the SP 500 for the 4th of February. So, as you know, we're looking from minor wave 3 here to minor wave 4 here, and I need to talk about minor wave 4 here because wave 4s in Elliott Wave tend to be complicated. However, that hasn't been the case with the trend up here so far. So we normally know that the Elliott wave pretty much opens with the Fibonacci sequence in terms of the golden mean and the golden ratio, the 61.8 as same as a rose opening or the universe opening. So as these patterns open up, we normally see that, well, each wave 4 that we see going to the upside would be opening up on that golden ratio. So each one would be at least, well, let's just say 61.8%, 62% larger than the previous one, and that's where the trading levels come in as well, because we're using the price here as the golden mean and the golden ratio. So we see 1, 2, 3, 5 here as an expanding ratio on the same thing. So we could expect each correction to be larger and more complicated. But in this case, we've seen in this trend up here, we've seen these corrections here being the wave 4s being very simple, and they haven't pulled back to the 38.2% retracement levels as we've expected them to. So I'd like to take those two things on board, the simplicity of the wave 4s and also not pulling back to their target areas. So there's two things there. So this is the previous little wave 4 in here, which was an A and a B and a C here, and this one here really is very much similar to this one here in a way. We've had the first leg down, this one here, and then a drop below this one here, the same as this one here. So they're quite similar in that sense there. They certainly haven't pulled back to my target of 3150 odd here, or let alone the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, but none of the other ones have either, so we need to take that on board. So we need to be open-minded, and we need to take trade setups when we see them. So yeah, with that in mind, let's just go in and have a little bit of a look at this here. I mean, yeah, let's just go. I'm just going to go straight to the hourly chart. We don't need the 4-hour chart on this. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about here, is that it makes a nice, so far here, wave 3 here, it makes a nice A wave, and then an A and a B and a C here for the B wave here, and then there is 5 waves down here to make wave C of wave 4. So look, it could possibly be in here and be done and dusted, and we're going to be seeing a move to the upside here. I don't know that, and we would certainly need to see. So from that high here to this low here, this is the 61.8% in this rectangle box here at the beginning of the group 2 here, 65, 72 and 80 in terms of trading levels, and it would need to breach that. So we could actually, this short trade that we've had been stopped out here, so we're going to move that segment and we're going to put it here on top of this one. And I want to also copy that as well, because this move down through here, because it's in 5 waves and it's pulled back to the 61.8% mark here, we could also look at that here as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, because at first glance here, it looks like a nice ABC pattern here, doesn't it? So it's quite possible that this market could drop from here. So we could put that under here. I'll just put that there as a half trade here, just to go a little bit light on that one there, because we want a better, more evidence. But a move under this one here, this low here, that would signify an overlapping of wave structures, and then we would be on our way at that point, and we could enter into a third wave here at that point. So I don't know what the outcome of this is. As I've mentioned yesterday and the day before and probably the day before that, is wave fours can get complicated. It's not that we've seen that occur in this trend up, but I'm always open and ready for that, for the unexpected. You never get what you're looking at with the market. If you're looking at a trend, then you're going to get a correction, and if you're looking at a correction, well, then you're going to get a trend. So you always get the opposite of what you're looking at. So we're looking at a correction here. We may end up getting a trend here, so we want to be taking this trade long here. How far will it get us? I don't know. I mean, when I look at this pattern here, and let's have a look at the Nasdaq, because that's also got an interesting pattern as well here. So with the Nasdaq here, this is just the hourly chart here. I can see that this is corrective here, so we're going to see another little push up through here. But this may turn into a triangle pattern, or it may be finished. It may be the A, the B, and the C here, and we're done and dusted, and we're going to be pushing higher through here. I mean, there's quite a nice little long setup on there, so it's a little bit late for that, I guess. But, I mean, this is a setup that I would like. Because it's sitting on the level here. I can see that that's corrective, this part here, so I know that whatever this is corrective as well. So, but this looks like 5 waves up here, ABC back, and it may not go very far, but this to me is, I'd take this high out here, then bring it down to that high, then this high, and then I'd bring it down to these here. So that would normally be my entry there, with stops under here for that. It's a bit late now, it's sort of galloped off, but anyway, main point here is that this here is corrective, so we're going to see this push up here further, which in turn, let's just go back to this chart here. So we're going to see another little high come in here. How far it goes, I don't know. It could be just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, finishing here. I'm not quite sure. I need to spend some time with that. But I just thought this pattern was quite interesting, and it could pan out as a triangle. It could just go straight up from that point. It could go just to here and fail and move down. It could go to here as the D wave, and then the E wave here, and then up from that point there. So there's a few things here that need to be sorted out, but there's time with all of this here, so it's not like a big deal. But I just thought that I would show that because it's a little bit different. It's the same as this one, but just a little warped a little bit differently. So we know the Nasdaq's going to push up, so that means that this here is going to push up here. But will it make new highs here? That's the question to ask here. And also too, what is this particular pattern here as well? So we've got our triggers in place now for long and short for here. And yeah, so it's not like we're in a trend and we're just pulling back. So let's go in and have a look at this. So when I look at this on the 15-minute chart here, it looks like we can look at it as five waves up. It's a little bit tricky, but if I look at this here as wave 1 and 2 here, that seems pretty fair enough, doesn't it? And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third wave, an A wave, a B wave in 3, and a C wave here in 5 to make wave 4. There's no overlapping here. We've got a huge wave 4 compared to wave 1 and 2 here. I have to grant you that. And then looking at this as wave 5 to the upside here. This move down through here doesn't really count. It looks like it's in 3 waves here. I'm not sure about that. This little move here is in 5, so it's got to be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here to make the B wave over here. And then, so this can be counted as 5 waves up here, an A and a B and a C wave here for this. On the tick chart here, it could also be counted as corrective as well here. So just need to bring in a little bit more data. So I've had a look. I just can't come up with the right answer for this just yet. So I've got it here just as from this low. Here's an A wave here, an A and a B and a C for the B wave here, and then looking up here in 5 waves of a bit dodgy in here, but I'll take 1 and 2 here because I can see 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, fourth and fifth wave here. So in this case, it counts up. I still don't have a nice 5 wave structure down through here just yet. So that's why I'm also looking at this being an A wave, a B wave over here to this space, and then down from this point, which brings me up another, which brings in another point. So if this is the 61.8% here, so we've got group 2 here, 65, 72 and 80. So normally I know I'm leaving it really quite long here, but if I was looking to go long here, I would want to see support on the 65 here at this stage. Yeah, so I'm going to remove that there. You could go long on 60 there if you've got a nice support, but there's too much at stake here. Without any proper evidence and getting too close to it, you'll just get sort of chopped up a little bit. So that's kind of it really, just bringing it back to this section here. We need to prepare for further downside because our targets haven't been met. Our first target really is the 3150 area through here, and yeah, it's just not there yet. So if I go to the fourth wave, it would just 4-hour chart, it would look a little bit like this if it moved down. So we'd look at all of this here as wave 1 here, wave 2 here, 3, 4 and 5 finishing down here at the 3150 sort of area here, if that was going to be the case. But I just don't know, but that's my take on it at this stage. That's just the problems with wave 4, so we'll see how we go. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.